2023, the department investigated almost 1,000 cases with child labor violations involving 6,000 children nationwide and 500 children employed in violation of hazardous occupation standards.
Which side are you on?
Going to spend the last couple of minutes on Boss Watch, what bosses were up to last week in the South. In Tennessee, the U.S. Department of Labor's Office of the Solicitor obtained a federal consent judgment that requires a Morristown manufacturer of outdoor power equipment components from major companies including John Deere, Toro, and Yamaha to stop employing children illegally. So very controversial judgment there. The judgment, which comes after the department's Wage and Hour Division identified several children employed in dangerous jobs, includes a $300,000 civil money penalty. The employer must also set aside $1.5 million as disgorgement of 30 days' profits related to its use of child labor. The proceeds paid by Tough Torque will be used for the benefit of the children employed illegally. Entered in the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Tennessee, the action addressed Tough Torque Corporation's illegal employment of children. To date, the department has determined that Tough Torque subjected 10 children to oppressive child labor. Division investigators began its probe months ago, but obtained clear evidence of the unlawful conduct on January 23rd, when they returned to the Tough Torque facility and observed a child operating a power-driven hoisting apparatus, an occupation prohibited for workers under the age of 18. As a result, the department objected to the shipment of goods from the Morristown facility, citing the Fair Labor Standards Act hot goods provision, which prevents employers from shipping goods produced by oppressive child labor. In addition to an agreement to comply with the child labor provisions of the FLSA, payment of the full civil money penalty, and disgorgement of profits, Tough Torque has agreed, among other provisions, to do the following: contract with a community-based organization to provide regular training to staff, managers, and contractors, establish an anonymous tip line for reporting child labor and other suspected FLSA violations, allow unannounced and warrantless searches of its facility for 3 years, and refrain from entering any new contracts with staffing agencies or other contractors with child labor violations, and will require contractors to disclose child labor violations and hiring protocols. In fiscal year 2023, the department investigated almost 1,000 cases with child labor violations involving 6,000 children nationwide and 500 children employed in violation of hazardous occupation standards. The department addressed those violations by assessing employers more than $8 million in civil money penalties. In D.C.,
Hey, 5 seconds. Just wanted to say that this is only possible because of our donors. If you want to see more of this, then consider donating yourself at tvlr.fm/donate.
the U.S. Department of Labor recovered over $500,000 in stolen wages after its investigation found an operator of group homes deprived 34 workers in the District of Columbia area their full wages and fringe benefits. The department's Wage and Hour Division determined that Lamont Homes Incorporated violated the Fair Labor Standards Act and the McNamara-O'Hara Service Contract Act. The district's Department of Behavioral Health contracted the company to provide residences for people needing mental and behavioral support. Federal Service Contract Act worker protections, including the payment of prevailing wages and fringe benefits, apply to most service contracts entered into by the District of Columbia. Division investigators found Lamont Homes violated federal law by failing to do the following: classify workers properly based on the duties they perform, pay the prevailing wage rate required by the SCA wage determination, compensate workers for all hours worked, including weekend hours, pay fringe benefits, including health and welfare, vacation and holiday pay, pay proper overtime rates for hours over 40 in a work week, and maintain records of actual hours worked. In addition to paying back wages and fringe benefits, Lamont Homes agreed to implement accurate record keeping of hours worked, pay required wages in the future, and not deduct lodging expenses from employees' pay and receive training on FLSA and SCA compliance. In Georgia, Iron Hill Brewery of Buckhead LLC and Iron Hill Brewery LLC, a chain of breweries and restaurants, illegally discriminated against an African-American employee when it fired him because of his race, and in retaliation retaliation for reporting discrimination against women and Hispanic employees, the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission charged in a lawsuit filed last week. According to the lawsuit, an African-American sous chef in training complained twice to Iron Hill that management employees were mistreating the Hispanic employees and women, including not providing a safe, private space to express breast milk. For these actions, he received an unwarranted disciplinary action and was fired. Iron Hill stated that the firing was due to a violation of its zero-tolerance policy on workplace discrimination, even though the sous chef in training had not engaged in discriminatory behavior. Iron Hill refused to terminate or even discipline a white employee who several employees claimed violated Iron Hill's discrimination policy with respect to black employees. So there you go. Bad stuff. There's several more quick hits that if you want to see what there are, you're going to have to subscribe to the newsletter. tvlr.fm/contact. Say that you want to subscribe to the newsletter and we will get you on the list. You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.